All right, sports fans, how's everybody out there doing? William Martin coming at you one more time here on YouTube with another edition of the 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge Podcast. Now, in three of the last 4 years, the Baltimore Orioles have lost at least 100 games, with the team losing 110 games last season. But as the O's were expected to once again bring up the rear in the American League East while also flirting with once again losing 100 games, these young birds are not subscribing to that. The Orioles have won their last 8 games for their longest winning streak since 2005. And if Baltimore can extend their winning streak to nine this Tuesday night in Chicago against the Cubs, they'd be a 500 baseball team. These young Orioles, make no mistake about it, are coming together nicely. We think about Ryan Mountcastle. He's on pace for his second consecutive 30 homer campaign. Trey Mancini, he's a veteran on this club, but he continues to be the O's best everyday player. You think about this solid bullpen with the likes of Jorge Lopez, Felix Bautista, Dylan Tate, and CNL Perez, that continuously come into games, and they've been lights out so far for this season. And when you think about the pitching for the Orioles, one thing that has definitely helped them has been moving back the fences at Camden Yards. I know the Angelos family took a lot of criticism for that in the offseason, but at the end of the day, you build your team around the dimensions of your park. And if you feel, as the Orioles, that your team would be better served by moving back the fences, then so be it. I mean, we've seen visiting teams complain about it, but at the end of the day, tough cookies. That's what the term home field advantage is all about. It's not like the Orioles hid this for Major League Baseball. You just have to adjust and adapt. And the bottom line is the Orioles pitching has made the adjustment, and they are seeing the fruits of their labor in doing so. The Orioles, as a whole, they're 15 and 19 against the American League East this season, which really isn't that bad once you factor in that the other four clubs in this division would be playoff teams if the season ended today. And then you think about what the Yankees are doing, and they're basically running roughshod over everybody. So Baltimore, for the most part, has held their own. They have a winning record against the West, and that has been shown in this current winning streak of theirs. They swept the Texas Rangers, and then they just came back and they swept a 4 game set at home against the struggling Los Angeles Angels. So this team right now, they're feeling confident. They're playing with house money. Manager Brandon Hyde, he's been there for a lot of this losing, but now he is beginning to see things turn around. And you know what? Who knows what the Orioles can do? Now, if Baltimore can find themselves playing 500 baseball at the break, I think it's going to be huge for this team. It's going to, they still got their work cut out in order to get a wild card spot. But you know what? With that said, it's still there for the taking. That additional wild card in each league has now given more teams hope as far as their potential chances of making the postseason. And you think about where the Toronto Blue Jays are right now. They're slumping. The Seattle Mariners, of course, are surging. But with that said, if you're Baltimore, you might want to sit back and say, hey, do we really have a chance at this thing? And for Baltimore, they have 2 games, Tuesday and Wednesday in Chicago against the Cubs. And then they finish up the first half of this season on the road in Tampa against the Rays. And of course, the Rays are always a formidable team. Like I said, they're in that mix to be a postseason club right now. But these are the teams that you have to beat if you're Baltimore. But you know what? Credit to the Orioles because this franchise has been down for some time. We saw them consistently be in contention under former manager Buck Showalter, and those teams, they had some good teams. You think about the likes of Manny Machado, Nelson Cruz, also Adam Jones on those teams, just to name a few of the key players for the O's. And of course, they were right there in contention. We saw them make the playoffs a couple of times and they just didn't get the breaks. But nonetheless, the Orioles have rebuilt since then. And you know what? The rebuilding is working. They're back on track. They are respectable. And I think this is going to be a dangerous team, regardless, in the second half of the season. So, folks, that is going to wrap it up. And as always, I want to take this time out to thank you for tuning into the 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge podcast here on YouTube. I want to take the time out to thank all of you fine folks out there for tuning in. And if you have not already, please feel free to subscribe to this channel. Now, if you're on Twitter, please feel free to follow me at 300 Pounds of Sports. And like I always say, if you follow me, it will be my pleasure to follow you right back. There's also the sports discussion group on Facebook at the Sports Depot 365. You can check it out. Drop a line and be a part of one of the better sports debating sites going on social media. So, once again, fine folks, my name is William Martin. I am signing off, saying take care and have yourselves a wonderful day.